Dalia, thank you very much for taking the time. If I understand it correctly, you are Communications Director for the Gulf countries with Sanofi Aventis?
Correct.
And here you're at the Leadership, Empowerment and Development Programme for Senior Managers with Sanofi Aventis.
Yeah.
And what you've just been through with Impact Skills are the Executive Presentation Programme, the Executive Presentation Skills that will help you present and communicate better with colleagues internally and externally. Tell me a little bit about how you thought that went this morning.
Okay, to start with, I thought I knew everything about presentation skills, and like, why am I getting this again? But to tell you the truth, it's a completely new angle that I've never been through before. And what I found most useful is that we were able, through the morning, to really grab what's been said, and it was very clear in the presentations that were videotaped. I couldn't believe I would do it because I found it very difficult at the beginning. I felt it wouldn't possibly to be done today, for example. But on viewing the tapes and actually presenting at the end, all the colleagues, everyone was great. And it really showed how different we were from the beginning to the end. It's so clear. That was very good that they were able to videotape us at the beginning, then at the end.
Fantastic. And would you say there was an improvement in the skills specifically in the space of half a day?
Incredibly, yes. You know, it's a surprise, you know, as well, because how can you change within such a short time? But the point is that the program and the instructor were so clear, and it was very specific points. And she's encouraged actually all of us to criticize each other. And when you criticize someone, you become very much aware of it. And that helped a lot.
Fantastic.
So the teamwork around it, like each and every one of us helped the other.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
By that you mean coaching, interactively coaching
Absolutely.
each other? Great. What specifically, can you name a couple of skills that you thought were particularly useful?
For sure. What comes right in my mind is the eye contact. Because I never did that before. I did it. I thought I did it actually. Okay, but not in that way at all. And it helps you focus and relax at the same time, because usually when you're presenting to a big group of people, you're nervous, maybe too much. Having this eye contact in that way, because I told you I thought I did it,
yes.
but it wasn't correct.
Right.
You have to have a certain time linked to a certain extent with the topic you're talking about, and when you change topic, you change people. That really gives you time to think, to be relaxed, confident. It's very useful. I find this mandatory, and it drives other useful habits.
Wonderful, good. And would you suggest that these are some of the skills that you could use on a daily basis from now onwards?
For sure, for sure. This one, the eye contact, and also because we tend to read from the presentation while talking, and that's really not, because you don't get people engaged with you. If you're not looking at them, they're not looking back at you.
Right.
They're looking somewhere else, they're thinking something else. So that I find very useful as well.
Excellent. So did it help you connect with the audience and engage the audience,
Absolutely.
quickly develop rapport?
For sure, for sure. Specifically that our presentations are usually very much not easy.
No.
Okay? You really need to engage the people. Otherwise they really get lost and they lose interest.
Right. And typically with the pharmaceutical industry, for example, some of the slides are quite technical, quite complex. Would you say our methodology helps you clear the slide quickly and connect with the audience in terms of the content?
One thing that I've learned in that perspective is that not to really crowd the slide. We tend to put everything on slides because we're afraid to forget. But if you just put a keyword, it will remind you enough to elaborate further. But if you put everything on the slide, which what we really tend to do, it's not successful, because you either end up reading from the slide, which again doesn't engage people, or you will say something different from the slide, which is again not very useful.
A mismatch message. Okay. And one last word on the instructors. How would you comment on the instruction and the facilitators?
Actually, she's amazing. The way she's been with us, and she's illustrative. She really shows us how to do it. She doesn't say it. She does it all the time, again and again and again. And that really helps a lot, because even when we're at, I don't want to say on stage, but when we're actually on stage, she was really, you know, coaching us very nicely, very smoothly, you know, so that we don't miss anything. And when we do it on the spot, okay, we're there, you know, like, it's very encouraging as well, because, as I told you, it's very difficult to imagine that you can do this after 4 hours.
Sure. So
But
the
she
interactive coaching is something that would work.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
And finally, Dalia, would you recommend Impact Skills?
Definitely. Definitely. To all my senior management, you know, as well, because as I told you, we think we know it all. It's not the case.
Wonderful.
I do recommend it.
Well, listen, thank you very much for your time, and I appreciate your comments. It's wonderful feedback.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.